Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be presenting a speech on credit. This speech is for my public speaking class at Georgia Military College. Today I will be informing my audience about credit and how to establish good credit. It's important to be educated on what credit is and how it will help you making your big purchases later in life. Wouldn't it be terrible if you heard or found your dream house and you hear the realtor say, "Oh, I can't sell you your dream house because you have poor credit"? When we are growing up, we are taught nothing about managing and maintaining good credit. However, as soon as you begin into adulthood, all of a sudden, all your big purchases depend on your credit, which you then know nothing about. Having good credit will be the basis of making any big purchases, such as I stated before, a house, a car, or etc. I've always had good credit with making good purchases. So that's why I wanted to talk to you guys today about credit so that I can educate people in my community so that we can all have good credit. Essentially, credit is your reputation as a borrower. Credit is their ability to borrow. The amount you borrow and pay back what you borrow. Your credit score is comprised of a 3-digit number. This number comes from a report, and the credit score is used as predicted risk. So, one question that you might be asking yourself is, what is a good credit score versus what is a bad credit score? Or where you might fall in the range and what your credit is comprised of as far as the elements that go into making your credit score. One of the elements that go into making your credit score is your payment history. This accounts for 35% of your credit score. This is your payment, which is your bills, information that they occur over a period of time. Next would be the amounts owed, which is how much you owe on your accounts. And this in turn makes up for 30% of your credit score. And this might be, student loans or any kind of loans that you've taken out. It's just what you have to pay the bank back. Next would be the length of your credit history. This accounts for 15% of your credit score. It's how long your accounts have been opened and how long you have been paying on them. Next would be the types of credit used, which accounts for 10% of your credit score. This consists of all of your accounts in which that you have borrowed money. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about the second point, which I talked about a little bit earlier, which is ways to establish credit. So a lot of times when students come out of college, they have no credit established, and that might be another reason why they might be denied for purchasing a house or a car, because they have no credit. And it's almost essentially as detrimental as having bad credit. So you can establish credit by applying for a credit card, and there are a couple of different types of credit card that you can apply for, and they're secured accounts, a student credit card, or a credit card with a store, which is kind of a new credit card. Another way that you can establish good credit would be to become an authorized user on one of your parents' accounts, especially if your parents have good credit. That way that they can kind of coach you through what they know as far as credit and can have good credit. You would need to have them be a signer, so you would have to have their permission. Another way would be student loans, automobile loans, paying your rent on time, and cell phone bills. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about before I draw my conclusion today is what is the difference between good and bad credit. So the highest credit score that a person can have is an 850. Any score above a 750, so 750 to 850, you're considered as having excellent credit. And about 19.9% of people fall within that category. Anything below a 700 is considered good credit. A 650 to 700 is good credit. And then if you have 600 and below, you're considered as having poor credit. And of course, if you were making big purchases, you would have to probably pay a higher rate on your loans. Okay, so folks, today we have discussed credit. You have learned what credit is. You have learned ways to establish good credit and what the difference in between good and bad credit is. Now that you're a little bit more educated on the importance of establishing and maintaining good credit, you can confidently set yourself up for success in the future in making those big purchases. Now, my credit experts, live your life as a trailblazer and spread your knowledge to others. Thank you.